Hello, how's it going? Happy day. I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the power of words. Part of a conversation that occurred this week was a discussion of how we say things and how we communicate and the effect we have on other people. And there was a big question about, intent versus what's actually received. So I'll just kind of give you my quick blow by blow on this. Grandma always said you had two ears and one mouth, and that's a reason. That's the reason that encompasses the whole idea behind you should be listening twice as much as you're speaking. And, it's actually applies quite well. A lot of times we start communicating without first thinking about what it is we want to communicate. A lot of times when I'm working with families or heaven forbid, occasionally a couple, my question will be is what is it you're trying to tell the other person? Many times people are stumped. I mean, people start talking and the reasons why they talk are not always clear cut. You think that they're trying to convey a message. Sure, I'll go with that. When you ask what's the message, that's where it goes haywire. If you're trying to get across to another person that you would like them to do something, then I would just take a minute and go, okay, what is the goal that I want from this communication? What is it I'm trying to do when I talk to somebody? Now, there are times when, oh, it's just friends and you're just talking. Awesome. But even then, ask yourself, what is it you're trying to do? Are you trying to build your friendship, bond more, trying to help the other person understand you, trying to find out and understand more about the other person? There's should be in your mind this beginning of, well, okay, there are reasons for communication. There are goals. There are things I'm trying to do. Even if it's just entertaining yourself, you're having a conversation just for the fun of having a conversation, then that is the goal. Why is it so important? And why am I so adamant? I'm so adamant about this. Just what's the point of the conversation? It's very easy for conversations to go astray and go wrong, for you not to relay what you mainly wanted to do. And here's where you have to really question yourself. When you say you're talking to someone to, convince them to do something, even if it's your kid, you're trying to convince them to do something they need to do, is that really what you're trying to do? Or are you using your communication skills as a way just to vent your general anger? In other words, are you using this as a chance to get up on the soapbox and scream and holler because you're mad? Do you really want to convince the other person to do something, or do you really want to convince the other person to like you? Or do you want to let them know you're angry? Or are you even using your communications for revenge on other people? Are you using these words to hurt somebody? And you really got to pull your intent out when you do this. Then I challenge you to go back and go, okay, now that we know your intent, communication is not just a matter of I speak, you listen. Because first thing is I have to convince you to listen, not just hear my words, but listen to what I have to say. I have to then make sure you understand what it is I'm trying to convey. If I'm talking and using words that you don't get, then maybe I'm going to lose my audience right off the bat. Even more so, I assume you know what I know, and you know what they say about assuming and who it makes a what out of where and how and all that. But the point is, you may not know the same words and lingo. If I start using too many acronyms or jargon or the type of language that I use with other people who do my field, like if I'm a techie and I'm speaking all this tech stuff, and you're sitting there going, or if I'm a salesperson and I'm speaking sales talk about whatever market I'm in, you may not have that. And if I just assume you know and keep rolling, I'm not going to get there. So I need to analyze my market before I talk. I need to actually take a second and go, who am I talking to? How I say things to a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old and a 12-year-old and a 15, an 18 and an 80 may be vastly different. Sure, I can use some of the same stuff. I have to realize who I'm talking to and also have to pay attention. Are they catching on to what I'm saying? Then after, and you're going, well, that's a lot of crap to think about while you're trying to talk to somebody. Well, how, do you just want to keep, throwing words out there, hoping they hit, throwing enough against the wall that sooner or later some of your words stick, and then get frustrated when they don't? If the point of your conversation is just to pass time, oh, sure, go for it. If you're actually trying to relay a message, though, you have to think carefully. What am I actually trying to relay? What do I want to be the outcome, and what's going on? The actual words I'm using. I've talked before. There are certain words, you've heard me in one of my other videos say, be very sparse with using the words should, can't, but, and try. There's a reason for that. Why is usually a fighting thing. And you ask people questions like why, be careful what you're asking for. You may be poking them into an argument. Instead of going, why did you do it that way? Now they have to explain themselves and defend themselves. And by that very nature of defending, that puts them against you. Is that what you want? And you go, yes, but I just wanted to know why. Great. It's okay to want to know why. Figure out if the way you're communicating that is going to get you the results you want. Because if you truly want to know why, a lot of times asking why is the least effective way to get the answer you want. Sometimes when somebody says they did something, by simply just asking them, okay, what does that exactly mean? Can you explain that to me with other words? I'm not sure I quite understood you. Or even, when you hear them say something, go back and go, okay, I heard you say, you don't like doing this particular activity. Can we talk about, what's going on with the reasons for that or the logic behind that? Or if it's a younger person, the heck, man, picking your words and going through it and thinking about what you say may yield you better results. So on the one hand, where you're saying, gee, that's a lot of effort to think about what words I use, there's a big payoff, getting what you actually want. If you want to get what you want, you have to figure out the most effective ways of getting that done. And sometimes changing your communication styles will do that. Sometimes what a person thinks is their why isn't really their why. Somebody comes to you and they may really be wanting to go to eat Chinese food. And you're saying, well, hey, we're going out tonight to eat, fusion, Asian fusion or something like that. And they start giving you guff about it. You step back a second and go, where would you like to eat? Maybe they're a little shy and they don't want to tell you they want a particular kind of food. Or maybe they're, one of those people who just doesn't come right out and say things. So you're going to have to figure out a way to get this conversation rolling, to get the information you want so you can make the peace and have things go a little bit better. Sometimes you yourself don't know. You have to actually sit down and ask yourself, what am I doing? What's going on? What's my reasoning behind these things? Sometimes keeping yourself in check with your own body language. If you're not being authentic and you're not actually being and saying what you're really thinking and being, then what comes out is a mismatch. You may say, no, I'm not upset. Look at that face, people. Come on. It conveys upset all over it. So being honest and going, yeah, I'm a little upset and I'm trying to figure this out. Can we work this out some way? And see, now I understand and can come in and I don't have to argue the fact that you're upset before I start to actually go through and piece apart what it is you want. Choosing your words is important. Also understanding that the other person may even be agreeing with you. The simple fact, though, that you're using one set of words and they're hearing one set of words that may not be what you convey, you end up arguing over something you agree on. So again, communication is very important. Figuring out who you're speaking to. What message do you want to convey? What are the results you want out of this? What do you want it to be like after it? Sometimes you may be able to get the results you want, but what's the long-term effect of getting that result? Will that person feel lesser because of it? Will that person feel like, that you don't like them, or will they have animosity towards you? You really got to think about these things. If you're in business, yeah, you're wanting to keep your clients. If you're in a family, you don't want to, have your torch put out and you be stuck out the house somewhere on another island. Figure out what you need to do to get your message across by listening. A lot of times other people will tell you the answers to the questions you seek if you have patience enough just to listen. Okay. So I know that's a lot to chew on. Think about it. Weigh it over in your head. If you're having problems with getting your message across to people, then you may actually want to take time to think about, maybe even, read a book, go on YouTube, find different ways, and don't try to find ways, please, to manipulate other people into doing what you want by, having them do things against their will. Instead, look at things from, how can I get someone to do what I would like, and in the process, give them what they would like. Because in that sense, then it's a give and take situation where you're both putting in and you're compromising and getting where you want to go. Okay. That kind of communication is the kind of communication that builds trusting, long lasting relationships with people where you will be able to keep having that relationship. Okay. Hope you have a great day. I will talk to you later.